Hey guys, what's going on? In this video, I want to talk about 7 common credit card mistakes beginners and even seasoned credit card holders make when dealing with their personal credit cards. Credit cards are a pretty important part of any person's financial profile as they help build good credit and enable you guys to make big purchases such as homes or cars. Using credit cards responsibly is one of the most important factors that can help build good credit. There are numerous credit card offers out there that provide great perks and benefits such as cashback points and frequent flyer miles. However, these can also be dangerous if misused. These credit card companies have so much money to spend on acquiring new customers that they're able to lure in very unexperienced shoppers that are tempted by the high bonus offers. If you use your credit card without caution, you can damage your credit rating and leave you stranded with debts that can negatively affect your future financial situation. Although what I'm going to talk about today are common mistakes that many people make, it's never too late to start making strides to using credit cards responsibly. There are many ways to start, such as avoiding these 7 credit card mistakes. So let's get right into this video. And if you haven't joined us before, I talk about personal finance tips and how to grow your wealth. So please hit that like and subscribe button down below so YouTube thinks we're kind of cool and pushes this video out a little bit more. Okay, up first, we have reaching your credit limit. Although it's generally advised to pay off your credit card balances in full, I understand that this is not always the case and not possible for many people. The reason why many people open a credit card in the first place is to provide them with financial flexibility when it comes to paying for big purchases that are coming up in their life. Your credit limit is the maximum amount that you can borrow, and while you have full access to it, it's never a good idea to max out your credit card. You basically want to treat your credit cards as cash and pretend that it's actual money coming out of your bank account. Using the full amount of your credit limit can negatively affect your credit score and even increase your interest payments. Getting close to your limit could negatively affect your credit scores because of something called credit utilization. Credit utilization is the percentage of the total credit that you're using, also known as amounts owed. Experts recommend avoiding using no more than 30% of your credit limit across all of your accounts. If you're considering making a big purchase soon, I would recommend inquiring about raising your credit limit to make that big purchase. But of course, you should only raise your credit limit with caution. Don't treat this as a license to spend more money. The goal is to improve your credit score, not to promote more credit card spending. Okay guys, the number 2 mistake we have is opening too many credit cards. One of the biggest mistakes is opening multiple credit cards too quickly. It's easy to get carried away by the endless sign-up bonuses that are out there for credit cards. However, it's important to remember that there's a big 3-digit number that will be linked to you forever called your credit score, and you need to be aware of this. When you apply for a credit card, the card issuer will typically take a look at your credit report as part of the application process, which is called a hard inquiry. These hard inquiries will then appear on your credit report after you've submitted your application. These are necessarily not bad things, but these types of inquiries will typically stay on your credit report for around 2 years. But after a couple of months, they won't have much of an effect on your credit score. Hard inquiries are considered a part of your new credit category, and they only affect about 10% of your score. Essentially, hard inquiries are just a way to show potential lenders, or really anyone else that wants to take a look at your credit score, how often you're applying for new credit. If you're applying for new credit too often, that could be seen as a red flag and a little bit riskier, since it may mean that you're taking on too much debt too quickly. So since beginners with credit cards typically have a very limited credit history or maybe bad credit in the first place, applying for too many credit cards can lead to many hard inquiries over a short period of time. Then, with all those hard inquiries showing up on your credit report, you'll likely see a notable drop, and that can make it tougher to get approved for newer credit cards in the future, and it can also impact your ability to get approved for the best interest rates on things like car loans, mortgages, or other things like that. Another thing that I should probably note is that the average age of your credit is also part of your score. If you're young and you want good credit, you should try to get a card every 4 to 6 months. That way you can get a lot of cards early and it won't affect your credit score as much as if you waited longer. If you have one credit card for 5 years and then you get a new card, your average credit age will be 2.5 years, which is really low. Whereas if you get your first credit card and then get another one in 6 months, the average age of your credit will be around 4.75 years if you hold it for that same 5 years. And that brings me to my third mistake that credit card holders make, which is closing credit cards. Closing a credit card might seem like the financially responsible move to make, but the truth is, however, that it is more complex and it depends on a lot of several factors. Closing a credit card without taking into consideration how many cards you have open, the age of your credit card, and the overall credit health can harm your credit score. Before closing your card, you'll want to ask yourself these two questions. Will it affect my credit utilization ratio? Your utilization ratio is dependent on how much credit you have available and how much you owe on your credit card. This equation is ranked highly in your overall FICO credit score at 30%. Closing a credit card can cause your credit utilization to go up, which can negatively affect your credit score. Make sure that your available credit isn't going to go significantly down before closing your card. Another question you should ask yourself is, how long have I had the credit card? And this goes back to mistake number 2. If you're considering closing your credit card, you should factor in the age of your card. By closing a well-established card, you run the risk of shortening your credit history, which can negatively affect your credit standing. The length of time you've had existing credit factors into your overall score at 15%. Okay, at number 4, we have carrying a balance on your credit card after the statement close date. It's a common myth that having a small balance on your credit card from month to month can help boost your credit score. Some people claim that you shouldn't listen to, that doing so is showing that they're responsible and that they pay their credit card bills in a responsible manner. Or they believe that since credit card companies earn interest from the balance that isn't paid in full, they'll boost credit scores to incentivize borrowers to leave money on their card. It's true that using your credit card regularly will build your payment history and improve your score, but it's not necessary to carry a balance from month to month to do that. The truth is, keeping a balance on your credit card won't benefit your score. In fact, it'll likely cost you more money and lower your credit score. Alright guys, at number 5, we have failing to comparison shop cards to see which one is the right one for you. Before you start using credit cards, it's important that you find a credit card offer that fits your needs. If you have a past credit history, it'll already play a huge role in determining which offer fits you best. Your history of credit and spending, as well as your overall credit score, will help you determine both the credit limit for which you qualify and the interest rate you'll be required to pay on spending. One of the most important factors you should consider when it comes to choosing a credit card is to first determine how exactly you plan to use this card. According to Citizens Advice, if you regularly pay off your balance and use your card for regular purchases, your long-term interest rate really won't be a factor in your decision. In that case, you might want to seek out cards that specialize in discounts, benefits, and cashback offers. On the other hand, if you plan to use this card to pay off big purchases like hotel stays, flights, or major appliances over time, you may want to choose credit cards with low interest rates, especially those with an introductory rate of 0% APR. After narrowing down your choices to 3 or 4 offers, go through each one and compare them across various basic specs. Some of these include the annual fee, the annual percentage rate, any fees there may be during regular usage, and introductory special offers on these credit cards. Before you start using credit cards, make sure you thoroughly consider all your options. This will allow you to secure a card that fits your financial goals and needs. Okay, at number 6, the next credit card mistake is not using all your credit card's benefits and protections. This may not harm your credit score, but if you're not using the credit card benefits and protections that it comes with, you could potentially be leaving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars left on the table. Many credit cards that have an annual fee come with benefits and credits that you could use every year. These things can range from food, streaming services, free flights, or free hotel stays. You can also have credit cards that give you free TSA pre-check, global entry, airport lounge access, or hotel elite statuses. Some of the benefits and credits may automatically be triggered, but some of them may require you to manually enroll in them or set up in other accounts. Always find out which benefits come with your credit cards and keep track of them on like a spreadsheet or somewhere maybe on your phone on like the Note app. But it doesn't just stop there, because credit cards also come with additional protections or insurances for your purchases. Let's say the airlines lost your checked luggage, or you need to return something but the company you bought it from won't accept your return. You can use credit card protections to help you get reimbursed for those purchases. A lot of credit card companies don't really advertise their protections, and you kind of have to go digging through their other pages to find them, but once you know which credit cards come with what protections, you can use that specific credit card to make those purchases. Okay, at number 7, we have the mistake of using credit card advances. A credit card cash advance is one of the most expensive ways to get extra money in a pinch. Not only can it cost you potentially hundreds of dollars in interest, but it can lead to a vicious cycle of credit card debt that dings your credit score with each late or partial payment. When you make a purchase with your credit card, you typically have a month or so to pay it off before it begins accruing interest. This isn't the case with cash advance. They begin accruing interest from day one, and the rates are often much higher than what you'd be charged for a credit card purchase. Then there are the cash advance fees to consider. Most of the companies charge between 2 and 5% of the cash advance amount and have some minimum payment of $5 to $10 as well. This means you can end up paying an even higher percentage in fees if you're only borrowing a small amount. A cash advance is something you should do if you're truly in a tight spot, and even then it's probably better off that you borrow money from a friend or family. When it comes to cash advances on your credit card, just don't do it. Alright guys, so those are my 7 credit card mistakes that beginners make, and even people who have credit cards can make as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button, and comment down below which credit card you're looking to get next. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.